Hey, Miss Elkins here again with your homework help for this week. Here's Wednesday's homework brought to you by Mrs. Elkins. We'll start with number 11. Mrs. Hale bought 6 tomatoes for $2.10. What is the unit rate? And in parentheses it says, how much did each tomato cost? If you want to know how much each thing cost, you take the price, $2.10, and you divide it by the number of things you're buying. In this case, 6 tomatoes. Don't forget to put your decimal up on the top because it's money and that matters. 6 doesn't go into 2, so we know these tomatoes are less than $1 a piece. 6 will go into 21 3 times because 3 times 6 is 18. Then when I subtract, 11 minus 8 is 3. And 2 minus, we borrowed from that 2. And then we bring down that 0 because it is a dollar amount. 6 will go into 30 5 times evenly. Those tomatoes cost 35 cents each. When you put your number into the Google form, you probably want to use the decimal and no labels. Okay. Number 12, find the area. Area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. Here we have the base and here we have the height, or vice versa, however you want to look at it. So, since we're multiplying, we can multiply those two numbers in any way. I'm going to choose the longest number and put it on top. 3 and 25 times 7 and 2 tenths. Don't worry about the decimals right now. We'll put them in later. Multiply. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 1 is 5. 2 times 3 is 6. There's the top. Bring down a placeholder 0 and multiply everything times 7. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 2 is 14. And 14 plus 3 is 17. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 1 is 22. And then we're going to add all those numbers up. So 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 5 is 10. And 7 plus 7 is 14. And 2 plus 1 is 3. And bring down that 2. Don't forget about the decimals. We got 1, 2, 3 decimal places in our problem, which means we need 3 decimal places in our answer. But we're not done yet because we didn't multiply it times a half yet. So, multiplying times a half is the same thing as dividing by 2. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to shorten this down to 23 and 4 tenths. 23 and 4 tenths. And I'm going to multiply it by a half, which is the same thing as dividing by 2. 2 goes into 2 one time, with nothing left over. 2 goes into 3 one time, with 1 left over. And 2 goes into 14 7 times. So the area of this triangle, 11 and 7 tenths square centimeters. Don't put the labels in the Google form because it'll probably count it wrong if you do. Number 13. At the basketball game, the Cougars made 80% of the 95 shots taken. How many shots did they make? Well, they made 80% of 95, which means we need to find 80% of 95. We can set up this percent proportion, or more simply, we can multiply 95 times the decimal for 80%, which is 8 tenths. So multiply 8 times 5 and get 40. Multiply 8 times 9 and get 72. And 72 plus 4 is 76. Don't forget about that decimal. The Cougars made 76 shots. Number 14. Write an equation for the table. What's happening to x to make y? Well, this x is 5 and y is 35. This x is 8 and y is 56. This x is 10 and y is 70. I feel like each time x is being multiplied by 7. So we write the equation always starting with y equals 7x. Not x7, 7x. Not 7 times x, not x times 7. Literally only thing acceptable here is y equals 7x. Now, the next question is a little tricky because you have to read carefully. It says Shannon is going to put 6 triangle tables together to make one large hexagon table. What will be the area of the hexagon table? Well, before we can do that, we need to find the area of one of those triangles, right? Area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So if we filled in the formula, area equals 1/2, base is 3, and the height is 3. So we multiply that out. Easier than doing 1/2 times 3 times 3. Well, no, I'm sorry. Let's just do it that way. What's half of 3, everybody? Oh, it's 1 5/10. And then I multiply 1 5/10 times 3. And I get 3 times 5 is 15. Oh, I get 4 5/10. So the area of one table is 4 5/10. But there's 6 of them, so I have to multiply the area of one of the tables times 6. So 4 5/10 times 6. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 4 is 24. And 24 plus 3 is 27. One decimal in my problem, one decimal in my answer. The area of all those tables will be 27 square feet. Don't put that label in your answer. You'll probably count it wrong. Oh, and sheep go to the Baba shop. All right, guys, one more to go. Love you.